I'm so tired of making these commentaries. Let's have a fictional character named James Grider react to technology. This is real technology that uses variations in Wi-Fi signals to recognize human silhouettes through walls and to track their positions. It's like a radar system made of Wi-Fi signals that can work through walls to show you where people are, like X-ray.
Look at how they try to sell this technology to you, James said. Researchers say the technology will be able to help healthcare providers and families keep closer tabs on toddlers and the elderly. Fuck the fuck the elderly. So if the bitch falls down and can't get up, you can see through the walls into the bitch's room that she fell down and can't get up. So you can run in and help. Exactly what is the point of keeping the elderly alive?
It's because the grandma can entertain the grandchildren, Carmela suggested, James's sister.
Yeah, James said. I am 15. If I kill a 70-year-old bitch for being a bitch, I will get life in prison. Life in prison while my whole life is ahead of me. For killing somebody who is lucky they didn't die of natural causes earlier anyway. How is that fair? What a fucking lie. This technology will be used to spy so more people can go to prison. But they try to sell it to all the sheeple as this lovey-dovey, oh how wonderful, it's to protect the elderly from harm if there is no one there to keep an eye on them. Oh well, by all means then, develop this and get it out on the market. What a bunch of fucking scum who need to be killed. Moving on. It says it could be a new strategic tool for law enforcement and the military. Why the fuck is everything created for the fucking military and law enforcement? What about poor mentally ill people who have no other way of correcting their lives other than burglarizing a home or have such a high stress they take out their anger on something and don't want to be caught afterward because they just want to have 1980s style privacy to get away with things.
This technology can also help you burglarize a home, Carmela said. It lets you see if anyone is occupying the house through the walls.
We'll get to that, James said. This is why you have to stop feeling bad for soldiers that are killed in the war. They have shit like this available to them, invented just for them. They go into battle against dirt-poor people, get blown up by IEDs built by people who have no other way of fighting back, and we're supposed to feel sorry for them because they get blown up by IEDs? All this technology is invented to make soldiers safer in the battlefield, but then it makes its way to the homeland to ruin the lives of people like me when cops start using it against civilians.
I guess this is how the Oracle system works on Call of Duty Ghosts, Carmela said. I always wondered about that.
This has got to be how the Oracle works, yes, James agreed.
Think of it just like cameras, except it's not a camera, said Fadel Adib, a researcher on the MIT team developing the device. It is a sensor that can monitor people and allow you to control devices just by pointing at them, he said. Work began in 2012 to determine how wireless signals could be used to see what's happening in another room, said Katabi, who directs the MIT Wireless Center. At first, we were just interested. Can you at all use wireless signals to detect what's happening in occluded spaces, behind a wall, couch, something like that, Katabi said. It turned out that we were able to detect that, and when we figured out we could detect that, we started asking more advanced questions. Could we use it to detect exactly how people are moving in a space if they are behind a wall? The device displays the signal on a screen where the person's movements can be tracked in real time. It depicts the target as a red dot moving around the room, occupying a chair, or speeding up or slowing down.
James said. So now fucking pigs will be able to aim this device at the wall of any house and see how many people are inside and where they are positioned. Imagine the police are coming to arrest you for murdering somebody who has bothered you your entire life and deserved to be murdered in a heat of passion. You are righteously upset the cops are involved when it's none of their business, while you want nothing more but to have the police leave you alone and let you have the free kill. But they can't leave you alone because they're fucking lunatics, so you have no choice but to pick up a shotgun and wait for them to arrive right outside your door, so you can blast the pigs with slug rounds through the door so they're killed, so they can't ruin your life by arresting you. Well, now pigs will be able to see if you're waiting with a gun on the other side of the door for them. They will not walk into the trap. Again, the pigs will win, and the good people who just want to improve their lives will lose. The technology depicted in the subway scene of Total Recall exists. It wasn't some kind of bullshit science fiction joke in that movie after all.
Carmela said, "But it says that it's good for hostage situations. You can see where the bad guys are standing and where the victims are right through the walls. So when cops bust in to rescue the hostages, they don't need to make any guesses or react in a nick of time."
James looked at her frankly, entirely unmoved. You do realize I don't give a fuck about any hostages. This technology is made to take away liberty. This makes video cameras look like child's play. It will eventually be able to capture the image of a person's skeleton. A person's skeleton is like a fingerprint. Its shape is unique. These devices are going to be mounted under roof eaves like fucking cameras. And you think wearing a hat or a mask is going to stop you from being identified? Fuck no. This makes a security camera look like child's play. They'll have a database of skeletons to track who is who and where people go and what they do. These databases will be uploaded to social media, where, like facial recognitions, skeletons will be compared against the database to identify individuals. It will get so bad that if you drive or walk into some town, this system mounted on a traffic sign above the highway will send a notification to everyone's phone in that town that you have arrived, and it will do it by identifying your unique skeleton shape. People will mount these things on their houses in favor of security cameras. You're going to have to wear a fucking jacket and pants with a Faraday cage lining just to stay anonymous.
"I can see burglars using this technology to check which houses are empty," Carmela said.
No, because every house will have these scanners on them, James said. A burglar will be identified by his skeleton, even if he wears a mask. You don't even need a sophisticated scanner. It works off your smartphone.
"So we're fucked then?" Carmela said.
Yeah. They'll mount these on police cars and just drive around looking at who was walking out on the streets, James said. If you're a teenager trying to run away from home, or someone needing to fake your death, how can you? United States is already a cage of a fucking country. They will use technology to turn it into a gilded cage. If you succeed financially, then you'll be fine, but fail because of weak health or a weak mind, and you're fucked. These traps are gonna be laid like landmines to catch people, not just criminals, but anyone. You can't even lie that you were or was not someplace anymore. Neighborhoods will have these mounted on their streets so it can notify the smartphones of residents who has driven onto their street blocks.
So what should people do about it? Carmela said.
Cease giving a shit about anyone who gets robbed or injured anymore by bad guys, James said. It's because of those fucking victims that this shit started. Those victims prey on your pity for them, so you will accept shit like this. But even bigger reason this was invented is because of war. This technology was invented so soldiers can see through walls while fighting in Iraq. And now it will be developed for civilian use. I don't understand. When genies like this are released from the bottle and can't be put back, how in the fuck can anyone still feel bad for any fucking soldier or anyone trapped in a hostage situation? Fuck the soldiers. Fuck their shitty wars. I hope more IEDs blow off soldiers' genitals so the meatheads can't fucking reproduce. What little care I had to begin with about people in trouble and people needing to be rescued by law enforcement, all of it has evaporated. If this is the future we have to look forward to because of this technology developed for the sake of those poor souls, or so they say, then fuck them and fuck the people that protect them. Some soldier fucking matters more than an ability of a poor person to steal a television from someone's house and get away with it? So if I'm too weak to be a soldier and too weak to work, I am fucked because of this technology.
Yeah, Carmela had to agree. I don't understand. There are victims that want to be protected by tech like this, but it turns society into such an awful draconian place to be. No leeways, so strict and rigid. How can you continue feeling sorry for people for whose sake this stuff is invented after that?
Yeah, because their bitching and dissatisfaction with everything is partly responsible for this shit, James said. That's why fuck them. Fuck the guy whose house is burglarized. Fuck the soldier who was killed by an insurgent after entering the door of a safe house of a bunch of insurgents in Fallujah. Fuck them all. Because of their shit problems, we will get to suffer with no place to hide in this world because of technology like this.